Welcome to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, site of the 106th meeting between Duke and North Carolina on the football field. And as it does every year, today's matchup not only brings with it ownership of the storied Victory Bell, but also the bragging rights of those who only have one shade of blue running through their veins. In the state of North Carolina, the shade of blue you choose to wear has always been of the utmost importance, not only on the court in the winter, but also on the field in the fall. So as the leaves turn in Carolina, so do the sights of the Duke and Carolina faithful to two legends on the sidelines who will face each other in this rivalry for the very first time. Everyone knows the stakes are always high when it's Duke and North Carolina. This is ACC college football. Kenan Memorial Stadium is the site of our game this afternoon. It is the rivalry, Duke and North Carolina, the 106th meeting on ACC college football. And this presentation is presented by your local Ford dealer. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the visitors coming out of the tunnel. The Duke Blue Devils, they have won 3 in a row in the series against North Carolina. And the Tar Heels set to come through the blue smoke here at Kenan Memorial Stadium. They've got the all-Navy uniforms on today. A cannon blast and trying to win in this series for the first time since 2015 when they won on this field against Duke and beat them 66-31. The stage is set. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Kelsey Wingard will join us in just a moment. And we're so glad that you're with us today for the rivalry of North Carolina and Duke. Again, the Blue Devils have won the last 3 meetings between the two teams. But, James, you've been involved in rivalries in your days in the mid-'90s, playing for Florida. You know how big this game is for these players this afternoon.
And it really hit home in our meetings yesterday when Mack Brown told us that he walked into the team meeting at the beginning of the week and said, raise your hand if you've ever beaten Duke. He said 5 hands went up. 5. So this is the seniors' last chance, a lot of them, for a chance to beat their big rival. I can't even imagine what that would feel like to walk around knowing that I never beat Georgia. But on the flip side, if you are Duke, I know what it feels like to always beat Georgia. We've even got a daughter named Georgia. People can't believe it. How'd you name your daughter Georgia? Who knows? They win today. Maybe Quentin Harris will have a Ramesses as a son.
Let's take a look at the standings, James, because beyond the rivalry and the names of children, the standings look like this because Miami's already beaten Pittsburgh, and to stay in the race, the Blue Devils and Tar Heels need this one.
Yeah, and oh yeah, by the way, it's not just the Victory Bell that's on the line. Here we go, and anything can and will happen as we're finding out in that Coastal Division. And Duke, you know, Duke sat here 2 weeks ago. They lost to Pitt. Pitt lost today at home to Miami. Anything can happen. But one thing that won't happen, you lose today, and you're pretty much out of it.
This is the first time that Mack Brown and David Cutcliffe have been head coaches, but go head-to-head as the leaders of their programs. And for more on that, we go down to the field and Kelsey Wingard.
You guys, does it get any better than this? You have a sellout crowd, a rivalry game, and like you said, 2 legendary ACC coaches going head-to-head. 23 years combined between the 2 of them at their respective schools. And like you said, crazy to think this is the first time they're meeting up as head coaches. But this isn't the first time they've met up on a football field. To get to that meeting, we have to go back 40 years to October 9th, 1982, when Mack Brown was a quarterbacks coach at LSU and David Cutcliffe was an offensive assistant at Tennessee. Both of them remembering that game vividly. It resulted in a 24-24 tie. And both of these coaches, they have such great respect for each other. Coach Cut telling us they're both older now and hopefully a little bit better than they were back in 1982. And he said how much he's looking forward to taking the field against Mack Brown today. And Mack Brown telling us they served about 15 years together on the American Football Coaches Association board. And he's also called a few of his games recently when Mack Brown was up in the booth. And he said he would still to this day pick up the phone and call him anytime for advice regarding football, guys. Maybe not the hair that you're looking at now, but they're both still coaching. They both have such respect for each other. But today, it is all about the Victory Bell. Victory Bell on the line in the should be a fun one today here at UNC, guys.
Absolutely, Kelsey. Better and maybe even better looking. That was some good-looking hair. How about the memories? These two coaches, they can go back and tell you just about every play from that game and everyone in between, and about to get it on right now in Keenan.
North Carolina won the toss. It is the first time this season that Duke has not won the coin toss, and North Carolina elected to defer. So they will put it in the air. Deon Jackson. Just about to the 20-yard line. The return was 20 yards to start the game for the Blue Devils, who come in with a record of 4-3, 2-2 in conference play, 2-1 away from Wallace Wade Stadium. And their quarterback is Quentin Harris, the senior from Wilson, Connecticut.
12 touchdowns on the season, the 6 interceptions. And those interceptions have been so costly in the 2 ACC losses. 11 turnovers, a lot of them coming, unfortunately, from the hands of the senior quarterback. First and foremost, this offense has to hang on to the pigskin here today.
5 turnovers last week in their loss at Virginia. Harris going for a long ball past the 45-yard line. It is incomplete. Up to Bracey, and that is ruled a catch for Bracey. Storm Duck was covering. How did he hang on?
Well, Storm Duck is right there, good position. How about Bracey not only fighting off to buy a little bit of space, but the concentration? They'll obviously take a look at it just like they do every play, but will they stop it? It certainly looked like there was a bobble at the end. Remember, it can hit the ground. It's just the ground cannot help you catch the ball.
If it stands, 27 yards on the reception by Bracey.
Here's another look at it.
Got that ball up by the ear hole for a second. North Carolina thought it was incomplete. Let's see what our replay officials think as we take the review.
Complete the catch process. It's an incomplete.
So it was under review, and you just heard the officials confirming that it was incomplete. The call on the field was complete. So there was enough video evidence to overturn the call.
And there you have it right there. That's your best look at it. And it wasn't in control. Had that ball been in control, had he had control going down, it happened to touch the ground, it's a catch. But that wasn't the case. The ground aided him in catching the football. That's a great call and good hustle upstairs from the replay booth.
Tom Zamorsky is our replay official. Riley Johnson is our referee, presiding over our festivities on homecoming here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So they have moved the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, the 20-yard line for the Duke Blue Devils.
1:50 on the game clock.
They want to adjust the game clock as well. So at this rate, James, well,
I can feel it. I was just about to say, I can feel it.
One play, one review. Every play so critical between these two teams, playing for the 106th time. It is a handoff and not much there. There is no gain on the second down play. Aaron Crawford and DJ Ford converge on the ball carrier.
Yeah, 2 key parts of this defense. Watch them right here in the middle. They're going to come from the edge, but most importantly, the double team on Crawford. He stands them right up. Wallaball, the center, and stuffs it. Buddies come to help him out, and it's a 3rd down and 10 now.
39% on 3rd down of the season for Duke. That is 7th in the conference. Harris gets rid of it. That's going to be well short of the marker up near the 25-yard line. Calhoun made the catch, an aggressive tackle from Miles Dorn, the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, Miles Dorn, he just has such a good feel for the game of football. He knows where they are on the field, where they're trying to get. Put your heels at those sticks. That's where they're going, where they're trying to break off those routes right in front of you. Just come up, make the play. And he does just that. You can have those all day long on 3rd and 10.
Daz Newsome, the deep man for North Carolina. Austin Parker to punt, the senior. Newsome's going to backtrack. He's going backwards inside the 20. Newsome tried to make a play on it. The punt was 55 yards. And the return was -4. Jalen Alexander on the tackle for Duke on special teams. And now the freshman Sam Howell's coming out for Carolina.
20 touchdown passes, and we're just coming down the home stretch here in his true freshman season. Sam Howell has been so special for this offense, for this football team. And here he gets his first crack at the big rival, the Duke Blue Devils, a Carolina kid from Indian Trail, North Carolina, so he certainly knows all about this Duke-North Carolina rivalry.
5 TD passes a week ago for Howell. He'll hand off on first down. Carter forgot the football near the 20, but alertly got back to it. He was thinking first down, past the 20, dropped the football as it came out after contact from Singleton, and 6 yards on the play.
Well, and for good reason. He wasn't just thinking first down. He saw daylight and was thinking touchdown. And holding on for dear life and lucky to get a strip there was Dylan Singleton.
Carter again for the first down this time. Ball security. Waters had the tackle for Duke. That's a 5-yard carry from Michael Carter, the junior.
The strength of this Duke football team has been the defense. They've been in a lot of tough situations with the turnovers. And running on them early, Carolina.
This is Howell. Leaves the pocket. Sidesteps one man and gets close to the 30-yard line. Trey Hornbuckle on the tackle. 4 yards on the scramble by Sam Howell.
And that's what they don't want. Good coverage by the secondary of Duke. So Sam Howell had no choice but to tuck it and go. And they don't want him taking those hits. Jace Reuter is injured right now, the backup quarterback. So the new backup becomes a walk-on freshman in Vincent Amendola. A tough guy, Sam Howell, and he can run, but they don't want to all the time.
Howell throws it. Newsome lost the handle. It popped up in the air and then hit the turf. Singleton and Waters in coverage on the quick slant to Newsome.
This has been an issue. It certainly was 2 games ago. They seemed to clean it up, had a bye week before Virginia Tech. Spent a lot of time catching tennis balls. Focus a little bit more. That's a very catchable football for a great wide receiver, and he's got to hold it on right there.
38 catches on the year for Newsome. That leads the team. Now 3rd down. Howell floats that one to the 45 of Duke, and incomplete. Looking for Rontavious Toe Groves. Jalen Alexander back in coverage, and that brings up 4th down for North Carolina.
Well, the field corner, Josh Blackwell, unable to go today, so a nice job. Alexander to stay right there in phase. And so 2 good stands early on by these defenses.
Ben Kiernan, freshman from Dublin, Ireland, is the punter. Duke brought some pressure. Kiernan got it away. Fair catch made. 21-yard line. No score. Heels and doubles. Teams first met back in 1888. No score here in the first quarter early on the North Carolina campus. Our weather report brought to you by North Myrtle Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau. Perfect conditions for homecoming. 76 degrees, very light breezes here at Kenan Memorial Stadium for this meeting between Duke and North Carolina. That ball at the 22-yard line. You'll notice that that 22 is Carolina blue, in honor of Charlie Choo-Choo Justice, the North Carolina Hall of Famer. And North Carolina comes up with the play defensively. Jeremiah Gimmel runs down Quentin Harris. All right, time for our keys to the game, brought to you by your local Ford dealer with James Bates.
Good pursuit there by Gimmel. Let's start with the visiting Duke Blue Devils. Put up your Dukes. Got to get physical. That's one way that Virginia Tech turned the game around last week against Carolina. They got physical on the lines in the second half for North Carolina. Kick up your heels. Have some fun. Enjoy this rivalry. And they certainly are right now. They are hunting defensively. Back-to-back big stops. 44 didn't have a good game last week. Coach Mack Brown told us yesterday, he went up to him, hey, what's going on, man? You're better than that. He said, I know, and he's showing it early. A couple big tackles, and, of course, Chazz Surratt, the leading tackler. Athletic, good vision. He sees that opening, and he's got the athletic ability to knife through there and make it happen.
17 tackles last week for Surratt in the 6 overtime loss at Virginia Tech, 43-41. This is third down. Past the 25-yard line goes Dion Jackson. Surratt makes the tackle well short of the sticks, 8 yards on the run. And now fourth down for Duke.
One of the handful of players we got to talk to yesterday, Chazz Surratt. Really enjoyed that. He was actually not only a quarterback and linebacker, he was a great basketball player, a swimmer as well coming up. He and his brother, he swam freestyle. His brother was a butterfly. Sage doing a great job at Wake Forest.
Parker punting. Newsome the deep man. Wants the fair catch and makes it near the 19-yard line. 53 yards on the punt for Parker and 4.5 seconds of hang time. And now first a quick word from Advance Auto Parts. 106th meeting. North Carolina and Duke. Our startup brought to you by the Honda dealers of the Carolinas outlines this rivalry. The Blue Devils and the Tar Heels, who lead the all-time series, but it's the Blue Devils who've won 3 in a row. North Carolina has the football with Sam Howell, the freshman. Puts a little touch on that one, looking for Newsome. Flags come out near midfield. The struggle continues for the football. It was Newsome and Jalen Alexander. It looked like Newsome tried to make the catch on the back of Alexander.
Alexander never snapped his head around, and it's going to be pass interference here. He's in position. You just got to trust it.
Defensive pass interference, number 30. Kelsey's decline since it was a completed catch. First down.
But more importantly, what a catch. Daz Newsome dropped one on the last series, and he wasn't letting go of this one. The coverage was there a little bit too much. If you snap the head around Alexander, you're going to have a chance. How about that for focus? Think those tennis balls worked? Focusing on that ball? Wow.
Incredible catch. 34 yards on the play as Newsome catches it on the nameplate of Jalen Alexander and hangs on. Howell spins away. Now spins it down the field inside the 10. And a fight for that pass, and it's incomplete. Looking for De'Ami Brown. And for more on Daz Newsome, let's go down to Kelsey.
Yeah, speaking to Daz yesterday, he told us whenever it came to recruitment, his top 3 schools were Virginia Tech, Maryland, and UNC. Now, he was committed to Maryland. He said he didn't even plan on coming to his official visit here at UNC, but thanks to his mama, he did. And he said he was going to have similar opportunities at each school, but when he came here, he said the players set it apart. He said they made him feel like he was a part of the team already, so he decommitted from Maryland and flipped to UNC while he was here, and I think it's working out so well for both sides, guys.
Well, interesting here, ball on the ground again, Kelsey. Second time here early today for Mac Brown's offense. It was Michael Carter that put it on the turf earlier, and this time Javonte Williams runs right into his quarterback, Sam Howell, as he goes to throw it. Lucky to get that one back, so a third down and long now. So Mama's laying down the law on where Daz is going to visit, huh?
Could Newsome be the target again? He had 9 catches, 112 yards last week. Both career highs for Newsome, and a couple of TD grabs in the 6 OT loss at Virginia Tech. It's Brian Anderson, the center. Sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. On the same page with Howell. Pocket started to collapse. Howell trying to freelance and throw into traffic. Picked off at the 25-yard line. Marquise Waters. And that's not something you see a lot from the freshman Sam Howell. Just his 4th interception of the season. Waters has the pick for Duke.
The pressure is there in a hurry. Dimukeji again has a chance at him up there, gets pushed inside. You've got another miss from Tangelo, and showing you what he can do to buy some time with his legs, Howell, but he just throws it up right in the middle, hoping he gets a break from his receiver. Instead, it's an interception. So it's almost like a short punt here with the interception, but still a little bit too willy-nilly with that football early on. North Carolina on the turf twice, and here's an interception.
And that pass by Harris is on target to Jake Bobo. And a first down for Duke. 15 yards on the play.
A lot of good freshman talent at the wide receiver spot. Jake Bobo's a young one, too. He's a sophomore. And there's a look at that turnover margin. Duke -4.
Yeah, that cost them against Virginia, James. 5 turnovers led to 20 points for the Cavaliers and a loss 48-14 last Saturday in Charlottesville for this Duke team after Waters got his second interception of the season.
A couple weeks prior to that, they had a loss against Pittsburgh, turned it over 6 times, and still had a chance in the second half, came roaring back and a chance to win it. Alabama in the first game, they had 3 as well in their wins. It should go without saying they have really taken care of the football and have to do it here today.
They're going to go trick play. Not the desired result. Dion Jackson trying to throw it to Aaron Young.
Well, nice job by North Carolina to stay home. You're going to have Hollins. Watch these guys up tough. They're not falling for it immediately. Backtracking, they know exactly what's coming. This is a big-time rivalry game. Anything goes, trick plays and all. Not having it and forced to throw it out of bounds. Good job by Jay Bateman's defense here for the Tar Heels. What can they do now on a 3rd down and 8?
0 for 2 so far in the game on 3rd down. Harris to the left side at the 35-yard line. Jake Bobo, what a catch with Hollins all over him. Right in front of his teammates, and some post-whistle comments by both teams. 17 yards on the play.
Already in this game, we've had some good, tight coverage. Guys are in position. Watch those eyes. Those eyes get big. Those hands go up. It's for a reason. Snap that head around. Knock that ball down. Break through those wrists. They're in position. They've just got to trust their instincts, and that's what they rep all the time in practice. Nice hook up by Duke.
Harris throws again, adjusting to the football and making the catch. Jalen Calhoun.
Here's one of those young, talented wide receivers, and it's just a little out route, wheel route he turns it into, and giving chase the whole time is Dominique Ross. And a little bit better throw, and that one could be in that light blue paint up there for a touchdown. Should be even.
So Duke is into the red zone. They were 0 for 0 in red zone chances a week ago. They did not get into the red zone against Virginia, and Surratt puts a big hit on Durant.
That's a pretty good hit for a quarterback, huh? Look at it. I mean, he's got the speed to get there. He reads it. Boom. Delivers a blow. I mean, this guy, in his first half season as a linebacker, is getting better every time out there.
They're in the CPI security red zone. Harris overthrows his receiver, Jake Bobo, who made a tremendous catch in front of his own bench just a few plays ago. Bobo had just 3 receptions coming into the afternoon. He's got 2 today. It's now 3rd and 7. Duke is 4th in the conference in red zone efficiency and offense. They're going to run it up the middle to the 5-yard line towards the goal line. The ball bounces out and through the end zone as Durant was carrying it. Was he down? Did he break the plane? They're saying that he was down short of the goal line, but inside of the 1. You saw that ball come out at the tail end of the play. It bounced through the end zone. 11 yards for Mateo Durant. And now before this next snap, they're going to take a look at it.
And is under further review.
From way up here, it looked like that ball crossed the plane. I don't think it'll be a fumble. It'll either be a touchdown or a 1st and goal on the 1. Couple missed tackles. No, he will be down. Elbow is down. And it will be 1st and goal on the 1. Duke trying to draw first blood after the replay officials look at it when we come back.
ACC College Football is brought to you by CPI Security.
So the officials ruled that Durant was down right near the 1-yard line. They did take a look at it. The ball came out, but he was down prior to the fumble.
There's the knee down, and then maybe even the elbow as well. Ball comes out. So good call on the field and a good job to review it. Our second review where we've had to take some time already today. Want to make sure we get them all right. So first down and goal now for the Blue Devils.
9th play of the drive. Harris trying to take it in. Came up short of the goal line, according to the officials. Coming in from either side, there is no gain on the play. Maybe just a little bit, a couple of inches or so. That ball was spotted just inside the 1-yard line. Aaron Crawford clogging up the middle. And now the 10th play coming to this drive.
Crawford and company, look at him trying to get low. You see that shot right there in the middle, waddle ball, and Crawford. Hats. Who's going to get the lower hat right there? Carolina wins on down 1. What happens here on 2nd and goal?
From about 6 inches away, and a flag comes out. Carolina defense pointing at Duke.
Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty.
Right side of the line there, the right guard there. You see Rock Chambers, the guilty party, and costly. That's why. Give us a blade of grass. Put it at the 1. Just give us a few downs. Keep them out of that end zone. You give yourself a chance. And that helps out a little bit here defensively.
Harris to the end zone. Incomplete. Jake Bobo was the target. Greg Ross, who has been challenged all season long at that corner position, came up with the play for North Carolina.
And good for Greg Ross. They're going to continue to pick on him, forced into this starting role. He's there in position, trying to go up and fight. And really what happens, Bobo doesn't give himself enough padding there. You got to line up even closer to the body of that offense, so you give yourself a little bit of padding to run that route, and your quarterback a chance to drop it in.
3rd and goal. Harris looking left all the way with some touch into the end zone. Incomplete. Noah Gray with DJ Ford back there, and DJ Ford wants to let Noah Gray know that it's going to be 4th down. Maybe he said something else. I don't know.
Well, Gray coming from the interior did have a little bit more space. There he is in the slot, little shake. He's got to focus on getting that foot down. Nice job by Ford to make sure he forces him out. And how about this stand here? 1st down and goal for the defense. Force him to a field goal try.
A.J. Reed from 23 yards away to go 9 for 9 on the season. And the field goal by A.J. Reed is good. He's perfect on the year now after making that field goal. 23 yards away to get Duke on the board first in this rivalry. So a long drive from the Blue Devils results in 3 points, and now Chambers with a discussion with David Cutcliffe, and that is one-sided.
Well, and absolutely, and it should be, because field goals aren't going to win you this football game. You're going to have to score touchdowns when given the opportunity. Knocking on the door doesn't get any better than 1st and goal from the 1. But backing it up, they'll take 3, but boy, did they want 7 out of that one. Well, a rivalry, as we'll hit on throughout for this victory bell, and it's just in recent years it's been lopsided to the side of Duke. 3 in a row, 5 of the last 7. But when the head ball coach was back over there at Duke, he changed things back then. There's Coach Spurrier in the middle, joined us on the broadcast a couple weeks ago. 41-0 in front of this scoreboard, and boy, did that ruffle some feathers here in Chapel Hill. Took a picture. It was actually Jerry Collins. Coach Collins, an assistant on his staff, the photographer of that picture, used it as their Christmas cards and sent them out. But Mac Brown said, you know what, fine, it helped us win the next 8 in a row for motivation. Michael Carter on the kick return. Past the 35-yard line, and near the 40 from Michael Carter. Phil Johnson at the tackle on the kickoff. 38 yards on the return from Michael Carter. You know, James, those 3 wins under Coach Spurrier, the last time Duke won 3 in a row in the series until last year. Michael Carter's already had some good runs from the running back position, and here he is setting up his offense. An outstanding field position here to start. At the 40 for Sam Howell in this offense. Last time out, he threw that interception. Resulted in the 3 points. Got to hang on to the football here.
Up there midfield. And enough for a first down to the 49 of Duke for Javonte Williams at 11 yards on the ground.
Williams a couple weeks ago against Georgia Tech. 144 yards. These backs run with a purpose. Robert Gillespie, their running back coach. Great back himself in college. Got him going.
Right back to Williams. And cut down by Singleton. 6 yards on that run for Javonte Williams, a sophomore from Wallace, North Carolina. Goes 5'10", 215.
And the numbers last weekend in Blacksburg in the 6 overtime game.
Longest game in the history of the Atlantic Coast Conference just a week ago in Blacksburg. That's a first down run near the 35, and it's Williams again. 10 yards on that chunk. Hayward the tackle for Duke.
The big boys up front for the Tar Heels are getting up and getting after it. They're hunting down these defenders right now at that second level. Kobe Kwanzaa, he's catching a couple times. He's got to step up there and meet some of these big guys. You got to deliver the blow. You cannot absorb it. You can't just sit there and catch it, or it'll be a rough day.
Howell continues to hand it off. This is Michael Carter dancing his way to the 30-yard line and then the 29. After 5 yards for Michael Carter. He had a big game a season ago, James, when they played in Durham, but lost 42-35. He ran for 148 and a touchdown.
Kelsey Wingert did the hit off the top of the show about way back 1982, LSU and Tennessee. And Mac Brown, what he remembered most about that, he said, I think I ran the same running play 6-7 times in a row. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what seems to be going on right here. They're having success on the ground. Keep coming back to it till they stop it.
This is Carter inside the 25 as he drags that small pile. First down, North Carolina. Hornbuckle on the tackle. Coach Brown, 8-2 against Duke. He lost his first 2 years against the Blue Devils, but then won 8 in a row to close out his first stint as the head coach of the Tar Heels. They're checking out the measurement. Isn't enough for a first down. He needed to get to about the 24.
And how do we not have lasers in 2019 for this? Talking about shortening these games. Lasers, right? And the injuries that come along with those chains on the sidelines. About a half yard shy. But you know, and I get it. There's drama that goes along with the chain gang running it out there. But if you want drama, you could have like a laser light show spinning around the stadium and then let it just land. That might even be more fun.
Have to take that up with the committee. It is going to be 3rd and short. 0 for 2 so far for North Carolina. And head coach Mac Brown, first season, second go around here at North Carolina. Phil Longo was the first-year offensive coordinator.
And definitely not scared to go for it on 4th down. Longo, Mac Brown, this offense, and they've had a lot of success. And look who's in the backfield to take the snap right now. It's Williams.
Direct snap to Williams. Only needed about 12 inches. He got inside the 20, but a flag came out as Hayward made the tackle.
There's no play, no snap, false start. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And it's De'Ami Brown is 2. And, you know, it's similar to down at the goal line for Duke. You've got a goal to go from the 1. Here you've got 1 yard to go, 3rd down, and you get it and then some with a nice play call. A nice job blocking up front, all for naught. Back in is Sam Howell to take this snap. And it's 3rd down and a big 5.
Howell has not attempted a pass on this drive. It's been all on the ground for North Carolina. Now 3rd and 5. Howell from the pocket, looking for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Bo Corrales on 3rd down. He beat Leonard Johnson.
Straighten up that tie with that celebration, and why not? That looked pretty. Wow. Stepping out right here. How about the throw by the freshman quarterback? What a beautifully thrown football. And a nice route. That's that cushion there on the sidelines I was talking about earlier. Work to perfection.
29 yards on the pass play. Not exactly a thing of beauty from Jonathan Kim, but it'll count. And that's his first kick for points this season. A lot of kickoffs, but the first extra point for Kim.
Sam Howell says no problem. He's got a little bit of time there. And Corrales with plenty of space to work that route and work for that ball. Give his quarterback a chance to drop it in. He does just that. And again, a guy in decent position, but a quarterback just dropping it in there even better.
21st TD pass from Howell. 5th TD reception from Bo Corrales. He's now tied with his teammates Newsome and De'Ami Brown for the lead in that category with 5 TD receptions. And that was the one and only pass on that drive, and it resulted in a 29-yard TD toss. Howell to Corrales.
And look at the Bojangles advertisement there. It is Bo time. 7 push-ups, and you get a feeling that Brandis is going to have to get up on that board quite a few times here today. There could be a lot of points scored back and forth in this one.
Just 1:36 to go in our first quarter. North Carolina has taken the 7-3 lead on the touchdown pass by Sam Howell to Bo Corrales. Phil Johnson will watch it sail over his head through the end zone. Time for our Toyota Let's Go Places. North Carolina going to the end zone. Sam Howell, 21st TD toss of the season.
Yeah, those not updated, of course, today. Tua not going against Arkansas. But look at the names on this list with the true freshman Sam Howell. Pretty good company, huh? He's already thrown the 1 touchdown, but 1 interception here today. They're coming in and hunting down Mitch Trubisky's
Substitution on the offense. 12 men in formation. 5-yard penalty. First down.
These little penalties here, the timing on them especially. Here in this game already, you've got the penalty down near the goal line, and Carolina able to overcome that last one. But little penalties like that were costly against Virginia Tech. Both teams need to clean it up a little bit here.
Blue Devils from the 20 after the penalty. Pass is incomplete to Darryl Harding Jr. That's Ross, number 10 in Carolina blue. And Navy, they're breaking out those uniforms for the first time this season.
Another look at it, and Ross looked like he was going to run by a little bit and hanging on for dear life, ball thrown a little bit high. It's going to be a long day for number 10. He's just got to keep fighting every single down.
That's the first completion in the last 5 passes for Harris. Does not result in a whole lot. 5 yards. Catch by Noah Gray, the junior from Leominster, Massachusetts. .64 yards passing for Harris after throwing for just 88 yards. And a couple of interceptions in that loss at Virginia. This is 3rd and 10. 2 for 5 on 3rd down of the game for Duke from their own 25-yard line and trailing 7-3. Harris wrapped up and sacked. Jason Strobridge drops the hammer. Loss of 7, 2nd sack of the game for North Carolina.
Strobridge is going to come what looked to be virtually untouched. Just a little swim move, jumps back inside, and how athletic. Injured late in the Virginia Tech game, came back out and fought through it, tried to play and help his team out. Boy, he's smooth. He can not only dance around guys, but he can use his power. He's got so many moves there in his arsenal, and a big drop on Harris. Didn't have a chance. Was in his lap as soon as he got the football.
Newsome came up to get it at the 37-yard line. The punt was 44 yards. And over 4 seconds of hang time and not much on the return. Jacob Morgenstern the tackle for Duke on special teams. Strobridge with the sack. Gimmel also has a sack in this first quarter for North Carolina, leading 7-3 and just 4 seconds to go in our first period.
They missed Strobridge in the loss to Wake. They missed him when he was out against Virginia Tech. Even still, he had 9 tackles against the Hokies last weekend. Senior from Deerfield Beach down there near the bottom.
Howell quickly pressured right up the middle. Shaka Hayward. 9-yard loss. And that is the end of the first quarter. Duke and North Carolina. The rivalry through the first quarter. Howell with the touchdown pass to Corrales for the 7-3 lead for North Carolina. Ready to start the second quarter. North Carolina with its 7-3 lead in the numbers from the first half. Duke with the time of possession. North Carolina with the lead. And the one turnover was an interception thrown by Howell. And Duke turned that into its 3 points.
And going backwards, the last play of the first quarter, the first sack on Howell by this Duke defense, and it was -9. So there with the short run, it brings up a 3rd down and 14. And a chance for this defense of Duke to get a little exotic and mix it up a little bit here and try to get Howell on the run.
3rd and long for North Carolina. Howell stumbles down. Appeared to run into his own man right in front of him. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Tar Heels.
Well, it might have gotten interesting there had he not tripped, because there wasn't a whole lot of meat left in the middle right there. There was good pressure up on both edges. One thing that Duke has done is they've gotten upfield good, but they've gotten pushed past. You see there a couple bodies going past. Even a guy like Dimukeji earlier, who's a great pass rusher, overran Howell a couple times. You got to motor it down, come under control. They'll get off the field here.
Kiernan punts it. Bracey and Bobo are back there. It's going to be Bobo. Gets by the initial wave out near the 40-yard line. With Jake Bobo on the return. DJ Ford makes the special teams tackle. The punt was 46. The return 14 from Bobo.
You got to like it. Daz Newsome for Carolina, Bobo here for Duke. Both of them have been very aggressive, trying to help out the offenses and give them a little bit of help by being, rolling the dice a little bit with bodies flying around you, and taps on a few extra right here to help out Quentin Harris and company.
Duke trying to win its 4th in a row and 6th of the last 8 meetings between the teams, who have met every year since 1922. In fact, they played twice back in 1943. That's Tamari Fox on the tackle, the freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. No gain on the previous play.
Again, Carolina's done a good job there in the middle, standing up this Duke offensive line.
Harris takes off. Cannot shed a tackler and dives forward to the 45-yard line. Gimmel will get credit for the tackle and 4 yards on the run by Quentin Harris, who was the leading rusher for the team last week, but only 37 yards gained against Virginia. In fact, Duke only had 250 yards of total offense, James, last week against the Cavaliers.
Well, just 73 yards against Virginia in that first quarter. And they didn't run a play in Virginia territory in the first half last week. Trying to get into Carolina territory here with a 1st down.
And it's 3rd and 6 right at midfield. Caught and a 1st down. Jake Bobo, the sophomore from Belmont, Massachusetts, 7 yards. Tackled by Ross. It's his 3rd catch of the game.
Nice job by the senior Quentin Harris to lace this one in there. He had Gimmel trailing, had to make it a perfect throw. He does just that. Bobo runs his route right at the sticks. Fresh set of downs.
I thought Bobo only had 3 catches all season coming into the afternoon. That's behind the defender and caught as Scott Bracey came back to it. Hollins went flying on by. Ball down to the 27 and 20 yards on the play.
Nice back shoulder throw. You get going full speed, and I feel for a guy like Hollins here. I mean, that's got to be one of the toughest things in any sport to do, is to cover a guy. You feel like you're in good position, and then, oh, by the way, that ball's sitting there waiting for him as Bracey breaks off the route.
The previous play of the catch is under further review.
So there is an official review on that catch a moment ago with the heels in front.
ACC College Football is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Be bold, be confident, live fearless. Your local Chevy dealer, Georgia Drive Chevy. And Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Grab a sweet tea and settle in for the rivalry. David Cutcliffe, Blue Devil head coach. That previous catch being confirmed. After the review, Scott Bracey is the receiver.
See, Bracey uses Hollins' momentum against him, lets him run by, and in control before, during, and after. So an easy, quick call. And another first down. Quentin Harris and company scoring first, trying to go up top here after the North Carolina touchdown.
20 yards on the Bracey catch, his first of the game. Quentin Harris is the quarterback. Ball came out on the hit. Harris went down. North Carolina's got the football. Dominique Ross made the hit. Jason Strobridge covers for the Tar Heels.
Dominique Ross off this right edge, basically untouched as he blows right by Noah Gray. And one thing's for sure, if I'm on this Carolina defense and I got a chance at it, I'm going after that pigskin, because what you've seen on tape with the big turnover belt, look at that, that's pretty, that's like Ric Flair. Strobridge picking it up. But you need to let Dominique Ross hold on to it a little bit too, because he did such a great job of coming through and going right after that football and ripping through, putting it on the ground. And a big turnover. Duke driving right there, looking pretty good offensively.
Third sack of the game for North Carolina produces the turnover. This is Williams into a Blue Devil wall. Kwanzaa, Hayward there for Duke. Kobe Kwanzaa, the senior from Manchester, Connecticut. Captain on this team, one of the leaders. Across the way, it's the freshman. Slinging Sam Howell. He's got a TD toss in this game. In the first quarter, 29 yards, his 21st of the season. And that leads all freshmen in the Football Bowl subdivision. Handoff Williams. He's got a first down. 43-yard line, 11 yards. Javonte Williams, Chris Rumpf on the tackle.
Yeah, but watch up front again. Look at him get up and move. Look at him up on that second level. Joshua Ezedu. A nice job making his first start there at left guard for Montilus.
That was Howell and Williams. They're going to lose 3.
You know, it's a consistency thing, though. It's a consistency not just within a series, play after play, but it's putting all 4 quarters together. This ball on the ground now for the 3rd time here today for Mac Brown's offense. Able to fall on all of those. They do have 1 interception.
A turnover for each team in the game so far. Howell hands this one off. Clean handoff to Williams, who just batters his way towards midfield to the 48-yard line for Javonte Williams. 8 yards. He's 5'10", 215, muscling his way up towards midfield.
Well, my key for Duke was to put up your Dukes. Be physical. This is the kind of physicality right here. Look at the bodies banging, not only on the interior there by the offensive line that we've seen win time and time again, delivering that first punch, but from the backs. Javonte Williams running north and south and getting a couple extra after the initial contact.
He is the leading rusher for the Heels this season. They meet him in the backfield. 3 players converge on the tackle. How about Drew Jordan? First one there, loss of 2, Javonte Williams.
Well, there's a defense putting up their Duke, standing up that offensive line and getting penetration and nowhere to go, forcing this 4th down.
Tar Heels have not won of a series since 2015. That was here at home, where they racked up over 700 yards of total offense. Jake Bobo, the deep man. Ben Kiernan, the freshman, to punt for Carolina. Unable to get anything off of the fumble recovery by Strobridge. And that'll roll sideways near the 29-yard line. So the Blue Devils will have the football when we come back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Tar Heels making plays on the defensive side of the football. They've got a fumble recovery, and they're keeping Harris on his heels back there, James.
Yeah, the Heels keeping him on his heels. There's the big sack, forced fumble by Dominique Ross. Play before, you saw Strobridge with a sack of his own. That time he gets the fumble recovery and the turnover belt. But all for naught. Nothing to show for it.
This is Dion Jackson coming near side and getting belted out of bounds. DeAndre Hollins was there, Chazz Surratt as well, and a hearty start to watch is number 55 in Carolina blue and navy blue today. Jason Strobridge, 3rd fumble recovery of the season, also has a sack in this game. These are a hearty start to watch, just 3 yards on that first play for Duke. They're going to run it again with Jackson. Can't get around that edge. And the junior from Atlanta, Georgia, is tackled by Dominique Ross. He made the hit the last time Duke had the ball and forced the fumble and the cover by Strobridge.
Textbook play. We talked with Chazz Surratt yesterday about using your hands. It's one thing that you kind of take for granted that you don't realize. You go over there and play linebacker. Dominique Ross does a perfect job. Putting his hands on that blocker, shucking him, and then going and dropping the ball carrier to force this 3rd and 5.
Beyond the 40 and caught by Bobo. Right in front of DeAndre Hollins for 11 yards and a first down for Duke. 4th catch of the game for Jake Bobo.
They're targeting 19 time and time again. Hollins draped all over him. Just going to use that body, wall him off. Concentrate and look that ball in.
4 catches for 51 yards for Bobo. Ground game with Jackson at just a yard. And those numbers are both career highs for Jake Bobo. Came into the game, James, with just 3 catches for a total of 25 yards.
He had the injured clavicle in August. Returned for that Virginia Tech game.
That's Calhoun. DJ Ford dropped him for no gain.
On the wheels of steel, doing a good job. DJ Ford, Hollins over there as well as he got around the Bobo would-be block. So here's a 3rd down and 9 now. Well, you better pick up this blitz. If Jay Bateman dials it up again, you better find him coming from all angles. Right now, it looks like Ross is showing blitz off the edge. Let's see if he checks out of it as Quentin Harris does.
4 of 8 on 3rd down. Harris lets it go over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Calhoun. Gimmel, the linebacker, staying with him.
That's not an easy draw for 44. Jalen Calhoun, 5'11", 185, one of those great young receivers, just a freshman, and he had him beat. Gimmel doesn't give up, though. He puts his head down and gets in that window On the other hand, Quentin Harris, he's got to lead his guy a little bit. He's got to trust that arm and just lay it out there for him. Good stop there by the Carolina defense.
Parker to punt. Groves is at his 10. Wants that fair catch. Trying to fake out the Duke special teams on the 54-yard punt, because that one went all the way to the end zone. Gimmel making that play defensively. Incomplete to Calhoun. 7-3 Carolina.
Well, what a game in Chapel Hill so far. UNC leads Duke 7-3 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and it's time for our Toyota tweet of the week. So recently was National Bosses Day, and well, the boss over here at UNC, he's a pretty popular guy, Mac Brown. So UNC football sending out this picture of the OG, Mr. Mac Brown. No words, just a goat emoji and some shades. But you guys, being around this facility yesterday, it is so easy to tell how appreciated he is and how much the staff around here loves having him at the helm.
Absolutely, Kelsey, and he's game for anything. You know, whatever's going to help these guys have a good time, and whatever's going to help these recruits get excited about coming to Chapel Hill. There's a nice play defensively. Get the hands up by Chris Rumpf. Outstanding young guy. They're on the defensive line for Duke. Very productive as a sophomore.
Howell with the time goes sidearm, and it's incomplete to Deon Brown. Waters had the coverage. Brown did not practice all week, but was good to go for the game, as North Carolina is going to go some tempo here.
They tried to anyway, and now they back out of it with that incompletion. But yeah, Brown, the sophomore, nursing a sore calf. Good to see him out there.
So James Howell is just 2 for 8 in the game, and one of those throws, 29 yards in the first quarter to Bo Corrales for the touchdown, his 21st of the season. Just 1 for 5 on third down in the game. Howell looks and throws near the 30. Right of the crosshairs to Daz Newsome. 12 yards on the play and a first down for Carolina.
Well, you're absolutely right. Right in the crosshairs. I mean, what a sure shot. The gunslinger standing back there. They give him time, enough time for Newsome to come out of this route, and he's going to break it off where? At the sticks. Where is he trying to get? Where's he trying to break that route off? And a nice hookup, fresh set of downs for the Heels.
40 catches on the season for Newsome, and that leads the team. They flip it out to Carter, accelerating and up near midfield. First down and more, Michael Carter. Michael Carter II had the tackle for Duke after 19 yards.
David Cutcliffe has had an issue with his guys blocking on the perimeter. That's not the case right here for Carolina. Look at him getting after it on the outside. Great job by Tucker and Brown outside, helping to spring that big play. Nice job on the perimeter there by the Carolina guys. Carter gets tripped up.
Trey Hornbuckle and a loss of 2. The previous play was ruled a pass play. This is a rush and a loss on the play for North Carolina. Ball back to their side of the 50. Freshman from Indian Trail, North Carolina, Sun Valley High School. Threw for over 17,000 yards in high school. That a North Carolina state record.
He told us yesterday a lot of those games were really tight ones. He's used to playing in these back and forth games.
Hesitation, Antonio Williams, and he's dragged down inside the 30. Howell sold it, handed it off to Williams, and Alexander had to make the tackle.
Again, the guys in the middle doing such a good job against what is a pretty good front seven of Duke, but nobody there. And Williams taking advantage.
24 yards on that run. Now the pass down by the 5, and it's too far for Garrett Walston, the tight end. As Singleton tried to stay with Walston, the junior from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Here you see a little crossing. He had a step and a chance at it. Safety late coming over to help. There's a 2nd down and 10 coming up now.
Javonte Williams is the back to the right and slightly offset of Howell. They fake it to him. Unload it to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Groves. Waters was there as well defensively for Duke.
Waters, who had the interception earlier. You see him watch those eyes? That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Those eyes get big. Hey, those hands are going up. Rip through those wrists. Knock it away. And he had a step on him. Again, these guys competing on both teams. Don't give up. We saw Gemmel just a few moments ago was beat by a couple steps. Put your head down and get back in phase. Rips it away. Nice defensive play, but they got to put one more out there on 3rd and 10 now.
9th play of the drive for North Carolina. They try that little delay again. Williams gets away from the initial tackle as Tangelo was there, but can't get away from the second wave. Loss of 8 yards on the play for North Carolina. 4th down.
Back-to-back 3rd down and longs. They try to run it on Duke, and back-to-back times they stuff it. And so now you've got, it's been an adventure here trying these field goals for Mac Brown, and a new field goal kicker in Jonathan Kim, named after that Virginia Tech game.
So this will be his first attempt for the freshman from Fredericksburg, Virginia. 52 yards away for Kim. It's no good. Appeared to have the distance.
North Carolina practices on Sunday. Mac Brown said we came back and I gave him a chance to kick it and win it at practice, and he missed that one, but he still gave him another opportunity.
Jonathan Kim just had his first attempt of his career in a Tar Heel uniform for the freshman, but from 52 yards away, James.
Yeah, a tough one. To lose 8 yards on 3rd down, he knew it immediately. Mac Brown, at the end of each practice, he lets the kicker kick it for the win, counts him down, puts some pressure on him, and he said Kim missed it on Sunday, but he felt okay with him. It's a tough one because it's a long try, and you give it to him in such good field position, you know, and gosh, it's 4th and forever. So do you go for it, or do you have a quarterback maybe in there, just can Sam Howell just kind of pooch it down there, a little quick kick to help you out? Nevertheless, it's Duke football.
Yeah, Kim had seen action on kickoffs.
And done a great job, Tom. Came in and kicked it out of the back of the end zone 5 times against Virginia Tech. There's Noah Ruggles, the other kicker.
Ruggles made a field goal in overtime, but missed from 35 yards away and had a 44-yarder block last week at Virginia Tech in that 43-41 epic loss in 6 overtimes. Harris escapes the pocket, tries to lunge for the 45-yard line. That's what he needed to get. Did he come up just a little bit short as Strobridge came over to impede his progress?
He did, and a good job by Strobridge to flatten out, go make that play, get off the spot. Watch 55 here on the inside. Watch him separate, use those hands. Now look at him go run this guy down, and some help, of course, from Surratt to get up there and fill. Too many times against Virginia, Duke was stuffed in 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. Here's a big one.
14 of 21 in the season for Duke on 4th down. They just needed probably less than a yard, and Harris on the keep late in the 2nd quarter. He's got it for the 1st down. So that's 22 times that Duke has attempted to convert on 4th down, the most in the conference. They've now gotten it 15 times. Not afraid to go for it on 4th down. Now on 1st down, Harris, the pass near the 35-yard line and caught. 81, Aaron Young for Duke.
Goes after his big body receiver, Young, 6'4", 210. Again, there's Ross. Again, Ross is in position. But again, that back shoulder throw is so tough to defend, and a nice job. Nice throw to put it there for him. And Young, good job. Go back and adjust to it.
That play went for 20 yards, and that was the first catch of the game for Aaron Young, the senior from Marietta, California. Young the third leading receiver coming into this game behind Calhoun and Gray for Duke. It's been a big game for Strobridge with a sack and a fumble recovery. But now with 48 seconds left, Duke is driving with that ball at the 34-yard line. They're trailing 7-3 to North Carolina. Just 28 yards rushing in this first half for the Blue Devils. Harris wants to throw through the progression down the sideline. Looked like Noah Gray was running down there with Ross. Incomplete, no flags. Clean play, 42 seconds to go in the second.
One thing that this Carolina defense has done is kept David Cutcliffe's offense in front of him. Not let him get the big play. They continue to fight, and that's when mistakes can happen. When you make them drive, you make them go play after play after play and not give the big hitters.
Harris near the 11-yard line and picked off Dominique Ross. It appeared to go through the fingertips of the receiver. So Ross has the interception.
And over the middle, this should be an easy throw for Quentin Harris. He's got time, a little bit of pressure late from Surratt. Too high and behind Bracy. And Ross forced the fumble earlier. Didn't get to wear that belt. Now he's going to wear it. He's had a big game so far, the senior from Jacksonville. Boy, big stop for North Carolina as Duke's driving, trying to go down and add some to that 3 points. Just 3 points given up there on that first series.
Ross has his first interception of the season. Howell's going to hand it off to Michael Carter. Just 2 yards, but the final seconds here of this second quarter, with North Carolina up 7-3 on a touchdown pass in the first quarter from Howell to Corrales. They do not have to snap the football. So that'll be it for the first half. North Carolina going to the locker room with the lead. Sam Howell with the touchdown pass in the first quarter, his 21st of the season. Bo Corrales, 5th TD catch of the year. And for Duke, a 23-yard field goal in the first quarter by A.J. Reed, and that accounts for the 3 points for the Blue Devils. Low scoring, hard hitting, competitive. That's what you get from Duke and North Carolina and the rivalry. Take it all and ring the victory bell with the Tar Heels up 7-3 at halftime and trying to stop a 3-game winning streak of the series by the Blue Devils. Tar Heels last won it back in 2015 at home, 66-31. Last year a loss in Durham, 42-35 to the Blue Devils. And what Mac Brown's team has been able to accomplish in the first half, James, on their drives.
Well, and what he pointed out to Kelsey Winger going into the halftime locker room, he mentioned the big plays from the Duke defense to knock them backwards. So Sam Howell in the offense will get the kick to open this second half. Positive yardage, consistency, put them together play after play. They've had too many good plays to take steps backwards.
Keep in mind, James, North Carolina, 435 yards of total offense per game. That is 5th in the conference in just 161 in the first half. Antonio Williams, Michael Carter, the deep men to get us started in the second half. There will be no return into the end zone. And North Carolina in those dark navy blue uniforms with the Carolina blue trim and numbers. In fact, they ordered these uniforms last year, did not wear them last year, but decided to bust them out for the rivalry game against Duke. And those shades of blue pretty much all represented this evening here at Kenan Stadium.
You're right. I like the helmets, too. They're very subtle. You can see the Argyle there down the middle of the helmet. And the Tar Heel is the ear hole. Pretty cool. Let's see how good they look, though, if they march up and down the field here in the second half.
Howell wants to pass. Needs to improvise. Extending the play, and watch out. Trying to get away, and now reinforcements come for the tackle for Duke. And that's the second sack for the Blue Devils and a loss of 5 on the play. Chris Rump.
Well, we talked about going backwards, and Rump finally gets to him. Just the pursuit continuing to go, and it's Rump who's been outstanding as a freshman and then as a sophomore to hold him down first, but even better job in the secondary. You know how hard it is to cover guys for that long? Great job.
Kwanzaa also had a shot at the quarterback. This is up past the 35-yard line. That's going to be a first down. Michael Carter breaking free for 16 yards for the Heels.
Watch the middle of the line. Watch 68, Brian Anderson, the center. Look at him drive his guy. Trevin Mcswain knocks him down. These backs running with a purpose.
This is Carter again. Past midfield for North Carolina. Waters bumped him out of bounds. 17 yards for Carter.
Keep it coming until they show you they can stop it. Keep them on their heels and keep just pounding it. This 1-2 punch of Michael Carter, Javonte Williams.
Runs of 16 and 17 yards for Carter. Now the deep pass near the 10-yard line toward the end zone. Daz Newsome on the touchdown for the Tar Heels. 47 yards.
Oh, what a pretty throw. The run works, and then you freeze everybody inside to buy yourself some time with the play-action pass, but the play-action pass that doesn't really matter for Alexander as he's trailing the entire time. A perfectly thrown football once again by Sam Howell. Great catch by Newsome. And how's that for a quick strike?
And this is Noah Ruggles into the game for the extra point, and it's good. Daz Newsome, the TD snare, and he takes it to the house.
Rocking the baby over on the sideline. He's got a baby girl that's coming to town for Halloween. Dressing her up. Wish she was here right now. Look at him. Nighty-night.
Daz Newsome with his 6th TD grab of the season. A drive that goes 93 yards in 3 plays, and Newsome has made some incredible catches today. He's got 3 for 93 yards. It's The Drive, brought to you by Land Rover.
Boy, fighting none prettier than the one where he had it behind the defender's back, and there he is just moments ago, rocking that baby. And rocking coming out of the halftime locker room, these Tar Heels with a quick touchdown.
Philyaw Johnson past the 25-yard line. The return was 18 yards. Told you that drive was 75 yards for North Carolina. James, that is 19 times this season they have had touchdown scoring drives of 70 yards or more. And 3 times they've gone on drives for over 90 yards for touchdowns this season.
And so many of them have come in the 4th quarter. Game on the line. Daz Newsome. How about this? Kelsey Wingert yesterday. We're talking with Daz Newsome. What a blast it was. Where'd you get your name, Daz? Oh, my dad liked Daz Dillinger. Daz Dillinger, West Coast rap. Those Snoop Dogg days. Corrupt, Nate Dogg, all those guys. That was kind of an interesting gem. How about that? You know, and I was a little disappointed, though. I got to admit to say, well, that music, it's better than today's rap, right? He goes, no, I like the guys today. So don't only get so far with it. Got his brother Dion that played, of course, at Virginia Tech a few years ago.
This is Dion Jackson for the Blue Devils. Close to the marker. Had to get near that 36-yard line for the Blue Devils.
Well, Tom, important series here for Duke offensively, and especially their senior quarterback. They have got to get some confidence in Quentin Harris right now. And there's the quarterback whisperer over there, David Cutcliffe. If anybody knows what to say to a young man, it's that guy right there. But they need 18 to get a little feel-good going on once again.
Harris to pass. It's complete. Open space for Deon Jackson across the 50. Deon Jackson turns it upfield. Miles Dorn forces him out of bounds.
Well, and that will certainly help. Swing one out to your back, Deon Jackson, a high percentage throw and catch, and let him do the rest of the work. Little play pass to Jackson, and dumping it off to him. He's had trouble throwing it down the middle here tonight. Harris has.
They had 18 yards on the previous play. There is no gain on this one at the 45-yard line of North Carolina for the Blue Devils. It was Jackson on the carry and Crawford on the tackle.
Well, Crawford's been really good against the run. All those guys up front have also been good getting after it in the pass game as well. Mentioned 3 sacks there in the first half.
Quick toss on second down inside the 40. Aaron Young on the catch for the Blue Devils. 7 yards, and then Young and Ross got tangled up. Post whistle.
Rivalry game. Who's away from the ball?
It's Calhoun for Duke and Ross there, James.
Yeah, you got to be careful, though. You got to be careful. Ross has meant too much to this defense. Something silly like that, let your emotions take over. And I know you want to get after it, but stop at the whistle.
Blue Devils run it to the 30-yard line with Deon Jackson spinning his way to a first down for Duke and 7 yards. And Jackson will let you know, first down Blue Devils.
Fresh set of downs. Look at him up front. Good job by that offensive line, a much improved offensive line. And the guys up front that they had there last year.
Harris can't get away. Chazz Surratt had him around the ankles. And the 4th sack of the game for North Carolina.
Big playmaker. Here he is, 21, the former quarterback. Little delayed blitz. Let these guys pick up their blocks. The delay coming, nobody there. Everybody thinks that 21 isn't coming. Surratt uses that speed, and because he is such a good athlete, he can turn it on late. Nobody there for him, and a quick drop. So just when you go forward, you're going back the other way.
Through the line is Jackson. Makes a move at the 30. And they ride him out of bounds inside the 15. Surratt. Deon Jackson finding some space for 24 yards and a first down for the Blue Devils.
Well, it's unbelievable. It's one for you and one for me. Winning the battle up front, the offensive line, once again, after you give up the big sack, you've got them back on their heels. Then they run one right up the gut for a first down.
Durant is in there at running back now for Duke. Jackson got a breather on this drive for Jackson. 32 yards rushing for Deon Jackson to move that ball into scoring position at the 11-yard line now for Duke. Duke now inside the CPI security red zone.
And just like Carolina, you've got the 1-2 of Carter and Williams. It's the same thing goes for Duke. Out goes Jackson, but Durant very capable.
1 for 1 in the red zone. They're looking for the touchdown thrown into the end zone, and a touchdown for the Blue Devils. Scott Bracey had the catch on the throw from Quentin Harris. Bracey beats Ross 11 yards and a touchdown for Duke.
Bracey's been a big target here throughout the night, and again, we've seen it so many times. Ross just hanging on there for dear life and using those big bodies. 6'2", 206 goes Bracey. walls him off. And I mean, even with the arms coming through, draped all over him. What a big touchdown to answer for the Duke Blue Devils. A nice throw by Harris. That'll do it for some confidence. A.J. Reed with the extra point. For Bracey on the season, his second receiving touchdown. Had the first of his career last week at Virginia in a losing effort. But this one is Harris to Bracey. 14-10 Heels. Bracey with the touchdown catch. 14-10 Heels in front as they play for the victory bell. And for more on that, down to the field and Kelsey Winger.
Yeah, the victory bell is back up for grabs. Duke has had it for the last 3 years. It's been on display in their football facility. Now, you were saying that these teams have faced off every year since 1922. Well, this bell came in 1948. It was actually 2 head cheerleaders, one from each team, that decided that this was something they wanted to do. So the Duke cheerleader actually designed it, and the UNC cheerleader went and secured the bell from an old railroad train. So this has been going on, like I said, since 1948. North Carolina did win that first game that it was up for grabs, 20-0. We'll see if they can get it back this week, guys.
Well, if the Heels can win this one here tonight, Kelsey, it won't stay Duke Blue for very long. It'll be Carolina Blue in a hurry after 3 years. They're at Duke.
Michael Carter, a couple of steps into the end zone, and that's where he will stay.
All right, 9 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. How about our 5-star drive summary? Brought to you by Yellowwood. Shoot, doesn't have that yellow tag? You don't want it. Here's Scott Bracey with the touchdown catch. 10 plays they go. 74 yards, eating up 4:21 on that clock, and not making the mistakes that Carolina, again, they're doing their job of keep making them work, making them take those long drives, not giving up the huge chunk plays. They got to keep that up because it's been a mistake-prone Duke offense.
Howell's pass deflected and intercepted at the 29. Jalen Alexander for Duke. Alexander finally run down near the 5. Victor Dimukeji deflected that pass attempt by Sam Howell. Up in the air, Jalen Alexander with the interception for the Blue Devils.
Howell, not the tallest guy in the world, so you get those hands up, and you're going to have a chance. And we've seen that time and time again. We saw it from Rumph earlier. The separation, use those hands. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, get those hands up. And how about Alexander? Boy, lucky they get this one back, and a good hustle play to knock that ball out. It goes out of bounds, though, and Alexander, turnover's the name of the game in this one. It's going to be so close, it seems like all the way to the wire. And right now, holding serve is this Duke offense looking to punch it in here and retake the lead.
23 yards on the return from Alexander, his second interception of the season. This is Harris, wants to take off, trying to get to the end zone, and he does. Quentin Harris turns the interception into points for the Blue Devils, and they've taken the lead on the 7-yard run for a score.
If you're a Duke Blue Devil fan, all that matters right now is that big old smile on the face of Quentin Harris, because it was a quarterback that was struggling there in the first half. He had another fumble, missed a few throws, and with the throw and that run, Blue Devils hoping he's back on track as the extra point goes through as well.
10 points now off of Carolina turnovers, and this is Quentin Harris on the run for his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and more importantly, the Blue Devils pull in front after the interception by Alexander. Mack Brown is 8-2 in his career as the head coach of North Carolina against Duke. Back for his second stint as the head coach of the Tar Heels. In his first season, they're 3-4, 2-2 in conference play. But it seems like every game they have played this season, James, has been a close, competitive battle with all the opposition they have faced this year. They came out of the gate with a couple of exciting fourth-quarter comebacks as well to start the season. We could be headed down that avenue once again.
Well, he's dapping them up, trying to keep their heads up over there on the sidelines. A lot of football to be played in this one.
James, time to check in on the Aflac Duck.
Aflac.
For the Aflac Trivia Quiz, and here is the question. Quentin Harris has 5 rushing touchdowns this season. Add 1 more just a moment ago. Only 5 QBs have 5 or more in a season under Cutcliffe. Which QB has the most under David Cutcliffe at Duke? And keep in mind, Coach Cutcliffe, in his 12th year as the head coach of the Blue Devils, he's 71 and 75. We'll have the answer in just a moment to the Aflac Quiz. Left side, past the 30. Javonte Williams. Rugged running from Williams in 12 yards and a first down.
I'll say, just running through contact and running with guys hanging on you and refusing to go down right away with that first hit. Javonte Williams and Michael Carter both running strong.
Javonte Williams past the 40-yard line. Those last 2 scores by the Blue Devils. Here in this quarter, just 20 seconds elapsing on the clock. Between the 2 plays, the Bracey touchdown catch and a run by Quentin Harris. And let's see if North Carolina can respond with a roundhouse of its own. Antonio Williams, now the back to the left of Sam Howell. High stepping his way past the 45 and diving into Duke real estate. Alexander made the tackle. That's Antonio Williams, the senior from New London, North Carolina, for 8 yards.
Jordan Tucker, the tackle, doing a great job getting up to the next level and help make that happen. And here's the 3rd of the 3-headed monster back there, along with Sam Howell, the running back. Williams, Ohio State transfer now in the game.
Howell out of tight quarters, middle of the field, and it's too far. Bo Corrales, who has a touchdown catch in this game. Leonard Johnson was in coverage for Duke.
Looks like Johnson from up here might have gotten away, but all 22 here down at the bottom. Here you're going to see Johnson just one-on-one turning and running with them. And it looks like he's beating him. He just grabs him around the waist, just trying to stay alive. No flag, though. Carolina had a tough no flag against him last week. Tight end running free, it wasn't called.
This is Carter. That is a run as Howell shoveled it to his right to Michael Carter. His engine seems to never shut off.
3rd down and 5 here again. Mac Brown and Phil Longo not afraid to go for it, especially here in this field position. All 4 downs.
From the 44-yard line of Duke, on 3rd and 5 for North Carolina, trailing 17-14. Howell has to act quickly, and does. At the 35-yard line, hits Garrett Walston 9 yards, and the sticks are rolling for North Carolina.
Well, Walston coming off a career night, 4 catches, 29 yards up in Blacksburg last weekend. And that big body across the middle, pressure was coming in on Howell. We've got an injured Duke Blue Devil down there, but Howell standing in there strong and just firing it to his tight end. Big first down pickup. And a good job picking up all those bodies by the offensive line to give Howell some time.
That was the first catch of the game for Garrett Walston, the junior tight end. That is number 53, Taj Rice, sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, sitting up and being helped up by the training staff. And he will slow jog off the field under his own strength. Garrett Walston, 6'4", 245, and a junior from Wilmington, North Carolina. First catch of the game, and it produces a first down for North Carolina.
And there was a play call late in the game against Virginia Tech, 3rd down. And they had Floyd, the safety, beat for Virginia Tech, but he had to grab onto him and hold him down. And they got away with it there, but making him pay here, big Walston.
Michael Carter, short of the 30, 4 yards. Derek Tangelo, who just came into the game for Taj Rice, makes the tackle.
Keep feeding these running backs. Keep feeding that offensive line, because when you've got running backs running like this for longer, your offensive line really appreciates it. And that's what you play football for, as an offensive lineman, to try to maul people.
This pass complete to Groves. Near the 25-yard line. That's what he had to get for the first down. It's going to be relatively close here as Michael Carter, the second for Duke, made the play defensively. Our yellow line is unofficial, but it appears that he has enough. Will it require a measurement? It will not. First down. They got 6 yards on the play, so spotted at the 25. How about the season for North Carolina, James? Last 5 games, they're 1-4. Those 4 losses decided by a total of 12 points. And they played 6 OTs last week. Howell with a chance to the end zone and incomplete. Michael Carter was the receiver. Shaka Hayward, the redshirt freshman, back in coverage for Duke.
Well, I like the play call. You got to try it. Remember, Brandon Hill is out for today, the starter at linebacker. Shaka Hayward has had a few big plays here in this one. Try him on a little route, get him outside, isolated on the back. Had some help coming out late from the safety. Good job in coverage there against Carter.
10th play of the drive for Sam Howell, the freshman from Indian Trail, North Carolina, and Sun Valley High School. They hand it off. Javonte Williams just inside that 20-yard line, 6 yards for Javonte Williams. Hayward the tackle, Singleton as well.
Taking it to him. 215 pounds versus 235, yet the 215 wins. I mean, time and time again, Javonte Williams is hit, and he falls forward for another 3, another 4, and sometimes he's breaking those tackles. And you gotta bring everything you have and a little bit of help from your buddies to bring them down tonight.
This is a 3rd down play that's going to come up short to the 18-yard line for Javonte Williams. With just over 4.5 minutes to go in the quarter now.
And again, Tom, I mean, he's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he gets 2 yards out of it. It's just running with a lot of passion. Both these backs right now behind an offensive line that's doing a fine job blocking. And here's another try. It's Ruggles in now. We saw Kim with the miss earlier from 52, and here's Ruggles, the sophomore, back in for this try.
This will be from 34 yards away. He's 10 of 16 on the season. Ruggles. It is good. Not by a whole lot, but Ruggles with the field goal. And everybody in the stadium can exhale, other than the Duke fans, because Ruggles just tied this game. 34-yarder Ruggles.
That tells the story not only of the game, but the season even a little bit for North Carolina fans. They'll take it, though. It was one to work its way out, but a big 3 points from Ruggles, and good for him. Lost his job to Jonathan Kim after that Virginia Tech game, and perhaps won it right back as he ties this one up. David Cutcliffe's Duke Blue Devils had taken the lead. And now we're back at 17. And here we go, partner.
Yep, banging out the push-ups for North Carolina. It all adds up to 17 all, thanks to Ruggles. James, you mentioned Kim. He had attempted a field goal, the first of his career, from 52 yards away in the second quarter, and had missed that one. And Ruggles, I'm telling you, it was not by much, but he made it.
Kim back in there to kick it off and doing what he does best through the back of the end zone. Ruggles hit a 49-yarder at Wake. That's his long. Might come down to that. Some big plays for the Blue Devils offensively, and just what the doctor ordered for Quentin Harris and his offense. And defense helping them out just as they have throughout the season. A defense that's getting after it. Once again, Alexander taking advantage of the tip ball by Timo Keji. And there's Harris scooting on into the corner of the end zone. Had just thrown one, scoring through the air and on the ground. And David Cutcliffe's got his offense back out there once again now.
Those two touchdowns just 20 seconds apart as that is broken up near the 45-yard line. Greg Ross was back there. Scott Bracey, who you saw in the highlight package with the 11-yard touchdown reception in this quarter.
Oh, Ross continues to fight. Look at him. Snap that head around.
James, I really like the no flag. Those two guys are fighting for the football. Equal opportunity for both players.
I do. And I mean, Greg Ross, I like it for Greg Ross because he's just fought so hard. They've gone at him time again. Here he is.
That is a completion to Bracey. 9 yards. Third catch for Bracey.
You know, that's a nice play call there by Zach Roper, by David Cutcliffe. You run them down the sideline so many times, hook them up right there, nice short gain, and here's a first down.
And they've got it with Durant. Mateo Durant to the 41-yard line. 7 yards on the rush for Durant.
Look at him moving up front. Good job by Gray coming over and picking up Ross. Mateo Durant, who can scoot. He's got a nice explosive burst. He's really good in space. In there for Dion Jackson right now next to Quentin Harris.
Harris has to run away and cannot escape. 5th sack of the game, North Carolina. And this is Gimmel with his second.
Boy, Gimmel just bringing the wood and running him over into Strobridge. 21, Mateo Durant just gave him praises for this running, but he's not as good as Dion Jackson, pass protected. He runs up and he just trades a blow with Gimmel and then lets him run free, gives him the inside lane no less, right to his quarterback, and a big drop when things are starting to go the way of the Duke Blue Devils. They go backwards thanks to Gimmel and Strobridge.
A season-high 5 sacks in the game for North Carolina. To the ground game and Deon Jackson. 2:20 to go in the third. Jackson got 8. Tackled by Alan Cater. 17 all. Late in the third. Duke and North Carolina. Harris on third down. Fires and hits his man near midfield. Noah Gray. Gray needed to get to the 49 of North Carolina. They got 6 yards. And it's 4th and 1.
I'm not sure he got it. They brought the blitz late again by Surratt. Surratt a little bit too late to get there. And oh, wow, that... Perhaps a little bit closer than the spot they gave him, but a 4th down and a long one here at midfield.
1 for 1 on 4th down of the game for the Blue Devils. Looks like we're going to have a stoppage in play prior to this play.
No, they're not yelling, dude. They're yelling boo. They don't like it.
They're looking at the spot on the pass to Noah Gray. He needed to get to the 49 of North Carolina.
So
Tough to say here, James. I mean,
but you know what? His hand goes out of bounds at an inch before the 49. And that's where there's never a body part that goes down prior to that. It's perhaps moved up a foot, 2 feet. I don't know that it's a first down, but it might be a shorter one than it is lined up right now.
The play is under review.
Not like the goal line, so it's not like there's an actual plane that ball has to cross.
There's the marker right there. He had to get to the 49. Looked like he went out near the 50, which is where they had him spotted. So the spot was correct. That according to Riley Johnson.
A good job, because that's not a tough spot to make. It's going to be a tough 1 yard to make. Aaron Crawford and company right there in the middle. They got to get hungry and get low once again.
1 for 1 on 4th down for Duke. Nobody in the conference goes for it more on 4th down than the Blue Devils, and flags are out.
Good job by the front for Carolina. Watch them shift. They all shift in unison. They shift laterally. You can do that, and then you jump in off sides. Is Casey Holman and Costa. You're going to go for it on 4th and 1, and you jump off sides. Little penalties, and it hasn't been a highly penalized football game. And be careful now anytime Austin Parker's out there. Or maybe a little RPO at times. Run punt option.
There is no fake punt away. Groves wants the fair catch near the 11. And he makes it successfully. Almost 5 seconds of hang time and 49 yards on the punt by the senior Austin Parker from Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. David Cutcliffe, 5 and 6 in his career as the head coach of the Blue Devils against their rival, North Carolina. Sam Howell on the day, 156 yards, the 2 touchdown passes. He now has 22 for the season, James.
Hoping to go back to the form that they came out of that halftime locker room with. Getting after it on the ground. And then a big one up top to Daz Newsome. Just 37 ticks left here in the 3rd quarter of play.
That pass to Newsome was for a touchdown and 47 yards by Howell, his 2nd TD pass of the game. Rumpf the tackle on Carter, and we're inside of 30 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Chris Rumpf is dad, a coach at Tennessee, playing against his alma mater, South Carolina Gamecocks tonight.
Blue Devils scored 2 touchdowns in this quarter, 20 seconds apart. Noah Ruggles made a 34-yarder to tie it at 17. The final seconds tick off in the 3rd quarter, and we'll head to the 4th. All tied, 17 all, Carolina and Duke. And we welcome you to the 4th, presented by Lincoln Financial. James Bates, here we are again. Last week, we went to 6 overtimes. North Carolina at Virginia Tech. Hokies won it. A rivalry game follows that up against Duke for North Carolina. 2 TDs in the quarter, a field goal for North Carolina. We're tied at 17.
Here comes the excitement. It was a little bit herky-jerky there in that first half. These teams finally starting to get it, and we're having some fun. And back and forth we go. Got to protect that football here in the 4th quarter. You cannot cough it up. That's the only thing that matters offensively. You can't give them a freebie.
Blue Devils got the interception, James, and they were able to cash it in with Harris running it into the end zone to make it 17-14, and then the field goal from North Carolina.
Well, and David Cutcliffe's quarterback needed that in a big way. Had the touchdown pass to Bracey. And here's Dimukeji getting a hand on the Sam Howell pass. This is the 2nd series North Carolina on offense in the 2nd half. The first series was outstanding, but with the turnover, the quick strike, and Quentin Harris, a little bit of field goal through the air and on the ground as well, and that was key.
Tied at 17, headed to the 4th, and you've just watched the 4th, presented by Lincoln Financial. Tied at 17 on our game summary. Blue Devils and Tar Heels for the victory bell. Blue Devils have scored 10 points off of those 2 turnovers. A rushing TD for Quentin Harris, and we're ready to start the 4th quarter. It has been the money quarter for North Carolina. We'll see what they're able to do against their rival and trying to snap a 3-game losing streak in the series. They've got the ball on 2nd down and 7, deep in their own territory. Howell the pitch. Carter. He stopped immediately. Chris Rumpf And for more in the fourth, and North Carolina down to Kelsey.
You mentioned this success. North Carolina is tied for 7th in the FBS with a plus 38-point differential in the fourth quarter. They told us that this has been a really big point of emphasis since this new coaching staff came in. The players all running over close to the student section right when the fourth started, holding up their fours, getting this crowd amped up. You saw all of the players just fist bumping and bump chest, all that, you guys. They're fired up down here. A big point of emphasis with this coaching staff to finish strong, and they've done that this year.
Howell was in trouble, Kelsey, right at the goal line, and he got rid of the football. He's slow to get up.
And that Duke defense pumped to start the fourth. We saw it first play there on second down from Chris Rumpf, turning and burning after the quick pitch out to Carter, and this time getting after it with the pressure on Howell. Not only on the edges, but up the middle as well. Helmet coming off, and you got to be careful going after those quarterbacks after the throw. No flag. So it'll be Carolina punt from their own end zone now.
It's Kiernan. Just did get that one away. Xander Gagnon very close. Jake Bobo, fair catch, 45 yards on the punt and almost 5 seconds of hang time. Gagnon, a couple of weeks ago with a block that led to a scoop and score for the Blue Devils in their win at home against Georgia Tech.
Special teams wise, he was close. Comes to the third phase of the game. Look at 41. Oh man, get those hands crossed and go after that point. Good special teams player. No one's slick as Gagnon. No one's quick as Gagnon.
Took a good angle to make sure not to run into Kiernan, the punter. They'll run it up the middle. Gimmel, 44 in dark blue and Carolina blue. They busted out the dark blue uniforms for the game today against Duke. This is the 106th meeting between the teams. They've been playing for the victory bell since 1948. North Carolina's won 23 of the last 29 meetings. But the Blue Devils have won 5 of the last 7. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
I believe that's the second time Rock Chambers has been early for momentum. I mean, we've seen this momentum sway back and forth in this football game. You're going the wrong way to keep that momentum on your side. Second down and 12 now after the penalty.
Harris, quick pass. That is incomplete. Looking for Bobo. Hollins in coverage. North Carolina. Third down. 3rd and 12 for Duke. Pass by Harris is incomplete. Bobo turned, might have had some separation. The pass off target, 4th down Duke.
Go right back at it. And that time they had a chance, but like you said, just not where it needed to be off the hand of Harris. They do a good job of protecting the quarterback, giving him some time. Surratt was coming off the edge. They pick him up. And a big stop by this defense to force a punt.
Parker. Groves at the 15 makes the catch in traffic and goes down immediately. 45 yards on the punt. Hayward makes the tackle on special teams for Duke. In the fourth, tied at 17. Blue Devils and Tar Heels on homecoming for North Carolina. And now time for our Greatness Made Here feature presented by Synovus. And the 2 legends that will be recognized on championship weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. Chris Port for Duke, Julius Peppers for North Carolina. How about number 49, James, in Carolina blue?
Heck yeah, talk about some great pass rushers that have come through here. Great defensive players. Port was an outstanding offensive lineman, played for the Saints a little bit. Here's a look at Julius Peppers, 98 to 2001. right now, getting after those quarterbacks a lot like Peppers used to. Big-time playmaker not only here in Chapel Hill, but the NFL as well.
Notably with the Carolina Panthers. Early December, Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium for that ACC championship game. And who will it be out of the Coastal? It could be one of these two teams, James, but the result of this game will have significant bearing on one of these teams still having a chance to get to Charlotte. And North Carolina has cashed it in the fourth quarter. Individually and as a team, 11 drives of 70 yards or more in the fourth for touchdowns.
They've had no choice. All of these games have come down to the wire just like they did a year ago, with the exception of Georgia Tech. The 6 other games, they've come down to the final drive or play. 19 points the difference. And all the points added up in those 6 games. Why should this one be any different?
Howell escapes and throws. A leaping attempt near the 40 by Deon Brown. And he got hit by Jalen Alexander, who has an interception in this game.
And Brown looks to be a little bit hobbled coming up after that jump. Remember, he had the sore calf. Here he is just camping out right there in between the layers of that zone and just a little bit too high and hard for him. So once again, it's another third down and long, and a chance for this Blue Devil defense to get off the field with a stop.
26 catches on the season for Brown, but none today, and they go for the run, and it gets swallowed up by Rumpf. Javonte Williams was the ball carrier. He lost 4.
Well, the freshman All-American here in his sophomore year is listed as a backup to Dimukeji, but he might as well be 1B. There's Dimukeji on the right side and right up the middle in a hurry. A little bit light in the britches there for a guy, a defensive lineman, but he's so active, and he doesn't always put his hand down in the grass. They use him wisely. They do an excellent job with him against the run right there and dropping for a loss.
Here's Kiernan running along that goal line again and punting. This will be Bobo. About the 47-yard line and no further. 17 all as we play for the bell.
ACC College Football is brought to you by Synovus, the bank of here. LS Tractor. See the LS difference at lstractorusa.com. And Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Homecoming in Carolina. Heels and Blue Devils tied at 17. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Kelsey Wingert, and our outstanding production crew. And here's your answer to the question. Quentin Harris, now with the 6 rushing TDs this season. Who has the most under David Cutcliffe? Brandon Connett. 14 for Connett, and that is your answer to the Aflac Trivia Quiz. On the field, it is 1st and 10 Blue Devils. Midfield, Dion Jackson, and it takes 3 or 4 navy blue shirts to bring him down after 5 yards for Jackson.
When you've had an offensive line that's been so jumpy, why not try that big shift, the whole defensive front again to get them to jump off sides? But it backfires a little bit there because they were in the middle of their shift and not set when the ball was snapped. So an easier 5 than it should have been on the first down.
Low snap to Harris. Got the handoff away to Jackson. Looking for an alley. Can't quite get to the 40. Alan Cater on the stop. That's 6 yards and a first down. So now Duke James is up to 90 yards rushing in the game on 31 carries. They average 176 rushing, which is 5th in the conference.
Harris with the fumble earlier. That time he does a good job. Low snap, goes down and gets it. And a nice job, good vision by the back Jackson.
They're going to reverse it. Calhoun kept running without the football, and it bounced out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Jason Strobridge was in pursuit, might have knocked that one out of there.
Well, they've they try to pull the okey-doke, and one thing you don't see, there you see Strobridge going after that ball.
Oh, look at the reaction from Strobridge.
You know what? But what you don't see there is Chazz Surratt made that play happen. He didn't make the tackle, but he was back there to misdirect the penetration that killed it.
And 2nd and 14 from a sturdy pocket. Near the 30-yard line, incomplete. Darryl Harding Jr., the freshman, could not hang on.
Got to catch it. Bottom line, you're going to have a chance. You're going to be right up there by the sticks, right in your hands. You feel the defender coming. Pull it in, freshman. Help your quarterback out instead. 3rd down and 14.
Harris, that is a forward pass, but incomplete. Jalen Calhoun, too high up the ladder for number 5 in white and Duke blue. And that's 4th down now for David Cutcliffe and the Blue Devils.
And his offense has started to get into a little bit of a rhythm in the pass and run game, and then they have a drop, and then back Harris just quick, too high and too hard. He rushed the throw. Good job defensively, especially on that reverse try by Surratt and Strobridge, forcing this punt.
Snap was low. Bounces at the 10 and down. 36 yards on the punt. Morgenstern touches it up. Before we continue, first a quick word from Works. 9:45 to go in the 4th. As we mentioned, 11 touchdown drives in the 4th quarter of 70 yards or more. The ball is at the 10 for Mack Brown, who, if he wins this game this evening, becomes the all-time winningest coach in the history of North Carolina football. His concern right now is staying in the coastal race. Williams, he's racing. 40-yard line, stiff arm, and he rides his man up to midfield. Javonte Williams.
Sideline appreciates it. The entire crowd here then Keenan appreciates it. Look at the guys up front. Dimukeji, they run him down the line, and then it's off to the races with Williams. And the way he delivers the blow at the end of the run, impressive as well, but they can't back it up with a nice play. In there is Rumph and company in a hurry on 1st down.
40 yards on the play, up there midfield. 89 yards rushing. Javonte Williams in the game. Delivers the punishment at the tail end of the run. And now Antonio Williams has come in as the back to the left of Sam Howell, the freshman quarterback who's thrown 2 TD passes in the game. Howell floats it. Complete near the 30. Emery Simmons, number 14, the freshman. 20 yards on the play and a 1st down Tar Heels.
Heels with a little back shoulder of their own. Lets them run on by, and Simmons with a nice catch and a nice throw by Howell to have it sitting there waiting on him. Nice pitch and catch.
Antonio Williams fights his way down to the 25-yard line. That is 5 yards for Antonio Williams, the senior. James, we were talking about seniors involved in this game, and keeping in mind that North Carolina has lost the last 3 to Duke.
Well, and seniors from North Carolina, no less, and that's exactly what you have in Antonio Williams. He was huge in the South Carolina win in the 4th quarter for the win.
Mcswain on the tackle.
A game against South Carolina, first of the season, August 31st to the 24-20 win in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. That's where these teams are trying to get to. That ACC title game. Trying to stay alive in the Coastal Division race. Coach Longo, the first-year offensive coordinator for North Carolina. What is the choice on 3rd and 3? They are 3 of 11 on 3rd down. And Javonte Williams, the back. 3rd and short. Pressure comes. And the pass incomplete from Howell, looking for Simmons, but really had no chance on that play as Michael Carter defended.
Matt Corralling, defensive coordinator for Duke, brought just about everybody with a white helmet on, and they were there in a hurry. Howell had to get rid of it. Here comes that field goal unit one more time.
So it's going to be Ruggles from 40 yards away. He made a field goal attempt in the third quarter of 34 yards. This a 40-yard attempt for Noah Ruggles, the sophomore, to put the Tar Heels in front. Ruggles going right down Broadway. 2 for 2 for Ruggles in the game.
Money. The last one was iffy on its way out, just snuck inside the upright. And Ruggles leaves no doubt. Good snap, good hold, and good times in Chapel Hill right now as Mac Brown's Tar Heels are back on top.
20-17, Noah Ruggles, couple of field goals. And maybe James is a little bit of redemption after he had a chance to win it on a couple of occasions last week against Virginia Tech. Jonathan Kim came out with the first field goal attempt from 52 yards away for North Carolina, but Ruggles has made the last 2. One to tie the game at 17, and here in the fourth, just a moment ago, to take the lead 20-17. Every game seemingly for North Carolina, a tight ball game. Look at those differentials this year. But as Mac Brown has told us on a number of occasions, James, this is why he came back. And there was only one place he would come back to. It was Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And the excitement is back here in Tar Heel country.
And at times it must have felt like turning the Titanic, because how many close games last year it was just like that, but they couldn't find a way to finish. It's good to see some W's on there if you're a Tar Heel fan, hoping for a big capital W after this one here tonight.
That'll be an incomplete pass to Aaron Young. 20-17 in the fourth with 6:55 to go on the clock. Tom Wormy, James Bates, Kelsey Windred on the sidelines. Eric Kendall, our producer, Lonnie Dale, our director, and our talented production staff with you from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and Kenan Memorial Stadium, home of Tar Heel football since 1927. Harris backpedals. Incomplete. And now he's misfired on his last 6 throws in a row. And it's 3rd and 10.
Trying to set up that screen. Nothing there, though. Good job by Mac Brown's defense. You know, we made a big deal about this rivalry and being on the wrong end of it if you're a Carolina fan, losing 3 in a row to Duke. But it's the entire state of North Carolina where they've lost 9 straight. So much on the line in this game and so much time to go. Starting to put it together and make some noise here in Kenan Stadium. Hoping to get a big stop here on 3rd and 10 now.
The pass is behind Calhoun. And 4th down for Duke.
The drop earlier said we had to have it from the receiver for the quarterback, Quentin Harris, and this is on the quarterback. This is, again, you saw it earlier. Remember the play that Gimmel made? Run it down and break it up. You got to lead your guy. Give him a chance. He's got some space. And you're going to get a 1st down across the middle. And middle of the field should be the easy throws for the quarterbacks. But for whatever reason, it's been quite an adventure for the senior quarterback here tonight. Huge stand by the defense after the score.
Newsom, the deep man, had a punt return TD at Syracuse last year in a double OT loss at the Dome for North Carolina. Just wanted the fair catch and made it. At about the 21-yard line, 54 yards on the punt. There was a Duke player shaken up momentarily. Deon Jackson trying to walk it off and run it off to the sideline. Well, James, every time we've had the privilege to call a North Carolina game, it has come down to the final play. Well, remember, we were here for the game against Appalachian State.
Oh, I remember. And Mac Brown remembers, too. He was reminding us that we better bring a win here this time around.
I said, oh, you guys again, huh? Well, they got the lead right now. Last week, an epic 6 overtime marathon at Virginia Tech coming up just short. against the Hokies. Longest game in the history of the conference. This is Javonte Williams, very close to the marker, needed the 31-yard line. We got 9 or 10 on the rush. Singleton the tackle.
Well, who wants it more? Right now, every time Javonte Williams gets his hands on that rock, he wants it a little bit more than the initial would-be tackler for Duke.
Edgar Serenor, number 92, was the Duke player shaken up on the previous play, playing in his 49th game in a Blue Devil uniform, and he was able to walk off the field under his own strength. On the sideline right now for David Cutcliffe. And how about Javonte Williams tonight? 18 carries, 99 yards for Williams. Came in as the leading rusher for the Tar Heels, with 3 touchdowns on the season and averaging over 75 yards rushing per game. He's well beyond his season average per game.
That's 75.6, good enough for 6th in the ACC, and splitting time back there with Michael Carter.
Javonte Williams. Again, he's close to a first down. He is able to get to the line to gain with 10 yards on the rush.
Do it again and again and again. You've got Serenor off. With the injury, Mcswain coming into the game right now. Until they show you they can stop it, keep giving that rock to Javonte Williams. The linebackers for Duke have got to step up in those holes and meet someone rather than catching.
3 times over 100 yards rushing for Williams this season. He got hit right at the 40-yard line by Hayward and a loss of 1. Also lost his lid.
He tries to take it off the edge there, off tackle. And a good job, better job here by the defense. And that's an excellent job by Hayward. Shaka Hayward, you see him there quickly in position, good read. Sets that edge, and his buddy's there to help him out quick with the whistle as the helmet comes off.
Javonte Williams went over 100 yards rushing at Georgia Tech and against South Carolina, both wins. Howell uncorks it down the sideline to the 20-yard line. And caught by Corrales. 41 yards on the hookup.
Nothing gets the freshman rattled. Pressure right here, trying to get the victory bell. Don't worry about it. Nice and smooth back there. Clean pocket. And look at it. With good coverage by the defensive back, he drops it right in there for Corrales. A sweet little dime drop down for Bo Corrales, and it's Bo time one more time from Sam Howell.
Second and third effort. Javonte Williams for 6 yards. Shaka Hayward on the tackle for Duke. What an evening for Javonte Williams. 21 carries, 114 yards. Serenor back into the game. Was shaken up a few plays ago. He's back in.
Well, they're going to need him and then some right now to stop this bleeding there coming from the backfield of North Carolina. Javonte Williams, the sophomore, on fire.
To the end zone on second down. Incomplete. De'Ami Brown tried to twist and take it in. Michael Carter the second with Brown defensively.
This time he just tries to put it up high for him, and one more drop. We've talked about those drops. Here's it's concentration. That's a touchdown. That should be a tough one on Duke. Now you've got 2 scores. Instead, it's 3rd down and 4. But a nicely thrown football by Sam Howell, giving his receiver one more try. Nothing doing.
1 for 1 in the red zone with a field goal for North Carolina. Second best in the red zone in the league. Over the middle. Incomplete. Garrett Walston defended by Marquise Waters. No flags on the play. 4th down.
Again, they go for Walston late in the game. And again, he's going to have a good route. And he's tied up. I mean, those white gloves, too. It's not like you're hiding there in those jerseys. Everybody can see it, slowing him down just enough where he can't reach that ball. It's laid out there in front of him, which is the problem that Duke's been having of leading those receivers. Sam Howell wants a flag. He won't get one. You saw Mac Brown's reaction, and you could hear the crowd as well. One more Duke Blue Devil, it looks like, having a tough time with the cramping here throughout the night. So he worked that.
That is Michael Carter II, James Jr., Douglasville, Georgia, in the secondary for Duke. Helped up by the training staff. What a football game. The 106th edition of Duke at North Carolina. Duke either retains the victory bell or it goes to the Carolina side of the field and remains here.
You go to the air on back-to-back plays, and you know you want to continue with the balance because you've had some success through the air as well. And you're having so much success on the ground. Longo's out there talking it over with his offense like they're going to send him back out, and they are. Now, Duke, you got to be careful. Alert to draw offsides. Try to draw you offsides and get a free one out of this. Absolute worst thing that can happen for the Blue Devils. But still, you go and you kick a field goal and you force them to drive and score a touchdown and not just settle for a field goal. Instead, it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 4.
And their first attempt on 4th down of the game. Howell back to pass. Inside the 5. Daz Newsome has the catch. Down at the 4. 1st and goal, 9 yards on the play.
There's Daz, number 5. Look at that crisp route. He breaks it off. He knows he's going to take a shot, goes down and secures that football. It's all that matters, and it's a bullet thrown by Sam Howell right there. Low for his wide receiver to go down and get it. Big-time connection there, and it's a 1st down and goal and a chance to make it a 2-score game.
4 catches for 103 yards for Daz Newsome. That includes a 47-yarder for a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. And North Carolina is going to take a timeout. 3:01 on the clock in the 4th. How about the running game? And leading the way for North Carolina, Javonte Williams, over 100 yards in the game. 114 on the ground, Williams.
Well, the workhorse, baby, 25. Look at him delivering the blow. Time after time. Look at the shots he takes right there. Just running through contact and running guys over in all 4 quarters. He started this season, the sophomore did, with a career high in the win over South Carolina, 102 yards on 18 carries. And the valedictorian back there at Wallace High in Wallace, North Carolina, is putting this team on his back there for his running back coach, Robert Gillespie. Yeah, he's got him fired up in the backfield right now, and he can really put a big hurting on Duke right here. We'll go late in the 4th quarter if they can punch it in on 1st and goal.
Ruggles field goal earlier in the quarter put them up 2017. 1st and goal, Tar Heels. The handoff.
Ball's out.
Ball on the turf. Duke has the football. It's Hayward. Javonte Williams was the runner. The ball came out. Shaka Hayward covers.
First and goal. Williams goes airborne and is just punched out. Can't get a number there, but as the dust settles, it's Hayward who curls it up. Was it Rumpf that came over and knocked it down? Damage is done. You think that you're going to put a big old hit on him instead? Look out. Duke with one more chance now.
North Carolina with a chance to potentially put it away late in the fourth. Deon Jackson for 9 yards.
Quickly, right back over the ball. Carolina wasn't set.
Calhoun made the catch, but he ran into Dominique Ross. Third turnover of the game for North Carolina. What can Duke do with it? With 2.5 minutes to go in regulation. North Carolina up 20-17. The difference is the 40-yard field goal by Ruggles in this quarter. Harris. That passed the 20. He got 3. Blue Devils have 3 timeouts with which to work. Here in the final moments of this quarter. Blitz came. Harris couldn't get rid of the football. It was Gimmel on the blitz.
Gimmel admittedly had a rough week against Virginia Tech in the loss last weekend. He's been so big time after time here tonight. On the blitz, hits the ground, pops right up in the effort to run down Harris from behind and force him to use this timeout. Watch him. Here he comes up over the top of the would-be blocker going low. And the hustle here late in the fourth quarter by 44. That was a heck of a play by Gimmel.
Teams last met here in Chapel Hill in 2017, late September. A win for Duke by 10. They won last year at home, 42-35. 2015 was the last time that Duke lost to North Carolina. Blue Devils have not won 4 in a row in this series since they won 7 in a row from 1950 to 1956. But right now it's the Tar Heels in front of the scoreboard. On third down, out to Calhoun. He gets toppled near the 25.
Block the stop, he gets out of bounds, but well shy of that first down marker. One more play by Jay Bateman's defense.
Is this for the game right here with 1:51 on the clock? 1 for 1 on fourth down. 4th and 3. Harris to the 30. First down. Gray gets away. And he's up to the 44-yard line. Surratt with the tackle. And now Duke 2 for 2 on fourth down. And that preserves the game.
Hanging in there in the protection. They pick up the bodies up front on the offensive line for Harris. And they go to the warrior, Noah Gray, the defensive end, or the tight end for the first.
And now a long pass by Harris. Down near the 10 and broken up, but a flag is out. There are 2, now 3 flags on the field. Aaron Young defended by Greg Ross. 3 penalty markers on the deep pass.
Defensive pass interference, number 10. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So immediately after the first down pickup, Ross, he's beat. That's all he can do is save that touchdown and live to play another down. Better than be at the 40 than in the end zone.
Harris takes off. A yard or so. Strobridge makes the tackle. Give him 2 officially. And a timeout taken by the Blue Devils. Just the second penalty of the game against North Carolina. And now just 1 timeout remaining for Duke. North Carolina has 2, 1:17 on the clock. James Bates. We're going right down to the wire again. Every week.
Well, and how about this in the battle for the victory bell? I mean, these 2 rivals just going back and forth. Just blow for blow here. And here's Noah Gray, 4th down play. A guy that David Cutcliffe, he always talks about that edge. He said, I wish you could watch Noah Gray practice. He's playing through so many injuries and fights so hard. And here the big connection on 4th down. Quentin Harris gets it out there to his junior tight end to keep the hopes alive and the drive alive. And I'm telling you, Greg Ross, he kept hopes alive for North Carolina, though, because he was burnt. He recovers and knocks it down, gets the flag, keeps them in front anyway.
Blue Devils trying to extend a 3-game winning streak in the series and playing for the victory bell. That's incomplete. Looking for Strobridge, got a piece of it.
You see the pressure. Cater, I believe there in the middle, goes up, and good job. Mirror technique, forcing a 3rd and 8 now.
Blue Devils pick up the blitz, the throw to the 31-yard line. Scott Bracey. So the ball at the 31 now.
It's just short, it looks like. Bracey breaks it off. Comes back for that football like he should, but it's going to come back, and he broke the route off right there. 1st down yardage, but coming back to be aggressive and catch that ball, came back behind the stick. So another 4th down. This one not quite as far to go, but still all the drama you could ever ask for.
4 catches in the game for Bracey. He's got a TD catch. That was in the 3rd quarter. 11 yards from Quentin Harris, who also has a rushing TD. 57 seconds on the clock. It is 4th and short. A.J. Reed is the field goal kicker for Duke. He's got a 23-yarder he made back in the 1st quarter. By the way, A.J. Reed on the season is 9 for 9. And he made a season and career-long 50-yarder against North Carolina A&T, also his longest attempt of the year. So there's your information on A.J. Reed. 4th and short.
Yeah, first things first. You got to get it. You don't have to go very far, but you got to snap it, and you got to get it. Or it's ball game.
Harris trying to get it.
Nope.
Helmet came off. Flags are out. There are penalty markers on the play. Penalty markers on the play, and Harris lost his helmet. He appeared to be short on the rush, but let's sort out the flag.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
They stuffed him. Look at the middle right there. Attack getting down underneath, and there you see just trying to make something happen. Was it Cater reaching through there, just trying to get a piece of the quarterback, and it just so happened he grabs the face mask, rips the helmet off, and look at us now. Under 50 to go.
3 for 3 in the red zone tonight for Duke. Working without timeouts. No gain. Quentin Harris, the senior quarterback, will spike it on 2nd down. Seconds on the clock. The only points in this quarter, a 40-yard field goal from Ruggles for North Carolina to make it 2017. We had 3 touchdowns and a field goal in the 3rd quarter. Told you about A.J. Reed, who's 1 for 1 in the game and 9 for 9 on the season. He made a 23-yarder in the 1st quarter. 3rd and 10. near the 5. Scott Bracey inside the 5 for Duke.
Clock will stop to reset, and now here it goes again, and they'll kill it right now with a good job here in 2-minute offense to be over that ball and ready to snap it and spike it. Here's Bracey one more time. Back shoulder throw, concentration, and lunging forward. Now you've got a first down and goal. How about the pass? Quentin Harris has struggled a little bit at times through the air, but not right here. Not going down to the wire in the rivalry game. Second and goal.
Harris to the end zone looking for Bracey, and it's broken up. DeAndre Hollins, and there's a flag on the play.
Defensive pass interference, number 115. That's an automatic first down.
Flag against the Tar Heels, James.
You've seen a lot of it, them fighting back and forth throughout the night. And here, he's wrestling him down.
This is a drive that started at the 6-yard line after North Carolina had fumbled. When it appeared that they were going in to try to seal this one with a touchdown. A fumble inside the 5. By Javonte Williams.
Aided a few times by some big penalties, and here's one more look at it, and it's interference, but they've also kind of let him grab and let him bang throughout the night, and let him be physical out there. Mac Brown.
Disbelief, James.
He said to us yesterday, he said, you know what, I even thought that losing wouldn't be quite as hard if it came around when I came back, but he said losing sucks. It's never going to be fun. And again, down to the wire. 6 of their 7 games. The last series, last play. And oh yeah, not just the victory bell, but a chance to creep up in the Coastal with Virginia losing to Louisville here tonight. First down and goal.
Harris. He tossed it near the goal line, and it looked like North Carolina picked it off. Chazz Surratt. Surratt with the interception. Just 14 seconds on the clock.
They tried to do a similar to a Tim Tebow little jump pass, but instead of the quarterback, it's with the running back, and he throws it right into the belly of the leading tackler, big playmaker, Chazz Surratt. Look at the reaction to go down and get it, look it in. I mean, how many guys just knocked that down? Chazz Surratt tips it to himself, secures it, and Carolina's going to win this football game.
First interception of the season, Surratt. Jackson was trying to find Gray. Howell will take the knee. North Carolina has won the victory bell. The final seconds off the clock, and they will bring it to their side of the field. The 3-year ownership of the bell for Duke is over. 2017, North Carolina.